What's up, everybody? Bash still here again for another real talk. You know, so originally this was supposed to be one with my friend that I was supposed to record, but what happened was some issues came up and I couldn't go and meet up with that friend. Uh, it was mostly issues on my part having to do with my family. Um, so today is a little bit different, real talk, and it's gonna be on time management because this is what happened with my family. What happened was I came home from work. I was supposed to babysit my nephews while my stepdad and little brother went to the high school that's near my house to get some papers signed and whatnot. The deal was I was supposed to be home by 1:30, which I was. I was home by 1:25, so sufficient time. They were supposed to leave between 1:30 and 1:40, so at maximum they spent 20 minutes there. However, they knew that I was supposed to go record with a friend. I was supposed to be there at 2:30 to meet up with her, and her classes got out at 1. So my brother and stepdad decided not to go until 2, and I didn't leave the house until 2:40. By that time, my friend was already on her way home because I had to take the bus. So you can see where time management really comes in. Typically, I'm really good at keeping time. Typically, I have to walk 35 minutes to get to work. So I leave my house. I leave my house an hour before I start so I can get there within those 35 minutes. And from there, I just spend maybe 10, 15 minutes until I have to clock in for work. So I'm usually really good at time. Every time there's a timestamp that I have to be somewhere by that time. If it's just me alone, I will always make it on time. However, when other people who are a little bit more lenient with how early, how late they want to be, I can get there a little bit late. And that's one thing I don't like. So it's a problem that I have with not just my brother and stepdad. I also have this problem with my mom and a couple of friends. If you guys don't know, I do security on the side for conventions. So just small little conventions that are around my area. If you guys follow me on Twitter, then you guys see that I did Coast Contact and Con Ronin Expo. I did security for those events. So because of that security thing, they tell us that we have to be here by X time. Your shift runs from X time to X time. After that, you're free to go. So that's how I like to keep my timetables. It's a little bit more lenient with YouTube because I do Saturdays. So basically, as long as I upload from Saturday morning 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m., as long as I upload within that time frame, I'm good. And I kept my Saturday deadline. Sorry, it's might be a little bit loud. I'm recording from a different room in the house. So this really is a lot of time management issues. For me personally, I've had to actually physically talk to a couple friends, telling them hey, when we're supposed to be here by X time, I expect us to leave within enough time to be able to find the place that we're supposed to be at and be able to get there, because I hate it. I hate it when I do something that's on a time schedule and I miss that time schedule because a friend couldn't keep up with the time. And it's not just a regular thing. It's if I tell my friend I'll be outside of your house by 2:30, please wait outside by 2:25. and have your things ready, anything that you need. So that way, I don't have to wait for you to get all your stuff together and get everything outside, you know? So, imagine how upset I'd be when I get there at 2:30. They're not out there, and they're not even ready yet. So I've had this talk several times with different friends. Like, you, I know time management is a little bit hard. Like, I struggle with it sometimes too at work, but it's because I don't like where I work. Another story for another day. Um, the thing is that time management is actually like a really big factor for me, especially for me because I've lost a lot of people in my life, and time is something you don't have a lot of. So the more time you can spend doing something you want to do, rather than spending time that you're supposed to be doing what you want to do, instead of like instead of doing what you want to do, you're doing other things. Like, I met up with a friend a while ago who I hadn't seen in a few years, and I told her, because my friend and I, we were going to meet up with her, and we told her, meet up at this place at 11:50. We're gonna be a little bit late because I have to put gas in my car. My friend and I arrived at 11:50. We'd initially planned to we had initially planned to meet up at 11. My friend and I said, you know what, 11:50. We're gonna be a little bit late. We're gonna we're gonna need to put gas in. And we don't know how crowded the gas station will be. So we get there at 11:50. Imagine my surprise when the friend that we met is not there yet. So I start calling, I start texting. I'm not getting any answers. Finally, I get a text back at 12:30. We're on our way. So it's like I just spent like this entire time waiting just to meet up with a friend, and then for her to get there with another friend and say, "Oh, we're just gonna do our own thing." So there wasn't even any point in going. That's what's upsetting to me, is that I make a schedule, I plan out the schedule, and I try to keep to that schedule. But other people don't keep that schedule because they think it's not important, or they just don't want to keep that schedule, and they don't tell me until last minute. So that's what's upsetting for me, especially in the case with this video. I was supposed to go meet up with a friend at at her college. I was supposed to meet up with her so we could record a video there and then be on with our days. The video probably wouldn't have been any much longer than this video is. It's just the fact that my brother and my stepdad couldn't keep up, and I had told them from the start of the week, hey, I need to meet up with a friend on this day. Change of plans. They told me I couldn't meet up with them today. I need to meet up with them tomorrow. Just to let you know, I have to leave the house by 2 o'clock so I can get there on time to record and do everything. Because or else I'm just going to be wasting her time. And they knew. They knew I was working on a time crunch. They knew I was working on a time crunch. They knew I had a schedule to keep. But they still didn't, you know, go and do what they were supposed to do until it was already time for me to leave. And so at this point, I'm frustrated, I'm irritated. I'm on the bus, my friend canceled, and now my friend is she's out of town for a little while. So I'm not going to be able to record the video that I wanted to record for probably another week or so. So, yeah. Time management is really something like it's something that I push all the time, not just like on myself. Like, I push it on like my mom, because I've missed several events, several birthdays and stuff, because my mom couldn't keep up with the time schedule that I'd given her, and I tell my mom like days ahead of time, weeks ahead of time, hey, I need to go on this day to this place at this time, and I need to be there by this time, or else I miss the thing. So that's why, like, my mom wanted to take, after I crashed my car, my mom wanted to take my friends and I to Anime Expo. thing is, she works at 5 a.m. She doesn't get off till 3 in the afternoon, and she doesn't get home till like 4 in the afternoon. At that point, all the things that I wanted to do, which are in the morning, are already over, and there's no point for me to go. On top of that, even if there is things that are in the afternoon, like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure panel that I went to, people were already lining up 2 hours ahead of time. Almost 3 hours ahead of time. Because when I got there, I was 2 hours ahead of time, and the line was already huge. So you can see why time management is such a big issue for me. Especially when I'm in the con mindset where I'm like, okay, I need to get here by here, so I can do this, this, and this before I go to this. Like the security events that I went to, one of them through TitanCon, my friend did not have his things with him, even though I told him, have your things with you, so that when we get out of our practice, we can just head over, no problem. No, we stopped to get his haircut. He stopped to get some razors, and I was like, okay, dude, like, we're both working security. My shift starts before yours. Mine starts in about half an hour, and it's going to take us 40 minutes to get there. Like, I love my friends and everything. I really do. I care for them a lot. It's just the fact that when I tell them I need something done by this time, I want it done by this time because it's a deadline, and I've given you way ahead in advance when we have to do this. Like, it's just a little bit irritating when, like, I understand sometimes stuff comes up, but when it's stuff that you knew for a while and you didn't tell me, that's what gets a little bit irritating. Like, my little brother could have waited till yesterday, which was Friday. He could have waited till yesterday to get his paper signed. But no, he had to forcibly go on the day that I went to record with my friend. He could have done it the day before too. So, like, you guys see where, like, time management is really a frustrating issue for me, because I have had times where I have a schedule and I need to keep the schedule, but people around me don't follow the schedule that I have to keep, so I have to keep rearranging and resetting and everything. And this video, like, I asked my friend, I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I planned it way in advance because I knew that there was going to be some things that needed to be taken care of, that she needed things to take care of, and I needed things to take care of. So I asked way ahead in advance, if we could record the video on this day. She was unavailable that day, so we pushed it to the next day, and then issues happened. This is just something that's been irritating me for a little while. And, like, I know you guys can, like, see the glare in my glasses. I was watching One Piece before I was recording this video, but yeah, time management is something that, like, I really have, like, a big issue about, because a lot of people don't really, like, notice, like, how much of an issue time management really is. Sorry for, like, freaking tan line, like, time management is a really big issue, and it's not just like small things like being late to, like, a shift at security, being late to a shift at work or whatever, but sometimes it really is like, oh, I didn't have enough time with this person and now they're gone, and now I'm never gonna have enough time with them ever again. And I think, like, that's a really big issue for me, because like I said, I've lost a lot of people in my life, and so time to me is like, it's really valuable, and it's something that we all have a very limited amount of. So the easier you can manage your time, the better your life will be. That's basically the takeaway from this. Anyway, sorry for going on this whole rant about how I was frustrated and whatnot, but this really needed to be said. So I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Vash Steel signing out, and remember, this too will pass.